Hi guys, I'm PUTSY, welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to talk about all my favorite things from 2021. So I'm quite loyal to the things I like and love, and that applies to almost everything from movies, music, things that I love to wear. So when I like something, they tend to be my favorite for a long time. So most of the times, every single year, like the main favorite things of mine are usually the same. So when I think about my favorite things, I want to narrow it down to just the things I discovered in 2021, the things that was released or new, things I discovered in 2021, or just things that I've known for a while but just started to fall in love in 2021. So I'm not going to mention, for example, music from Queen because I've been in love with them for years, even though I listen to them a lot. So yeah, I hope that makes sense. Oh, and I also did one other favorite video in 2021. It was supposed to be a quarterly thing, 4 times a year, but I ended up only made one. So that was kind of a fail. So I'm going to try my best to not include everything that I mentioned in that video. Besides, I've discovered a lot of new things since I made that. So the first one from fashion category is just sneakers. I love sneakers. I know it's not as huge as it was in like 2018, 2019, especially the huge chunky ones. And I cannot even give you one specific sneakers because I just love sneakers in general. So I'm just going to mention that it's all I've been wearing, especially in 2021. For me personally, sneakers is like comfort first and style second. But I guess if I have to really narrow it down to just one sneakers or just one brand, I guess the one that I wore the most is Adidas sneakers, especially the more basic one, black and white. Second in my fashion category, I cannot also pinpoint to just one item, but it's just t-shirts. Like I said, it's all about comfort for me in 2021, and this is exactly the type of clothes I wear most. And I'm kind of obsessed with graphic t-shirts from Cotton On. I think it's an Australian brand if I'm not mistaken, but correct me if I'm wrong. They have a massive collection of graphic t-shirts you can choose. They usually have promo like pay 2 for 3 items or something like that. They have quite a lot of sale. They're affordable, comfortable. I think the material is pretty good. They're not the softest quality of t-shirts, but they are still better than some of the t-shirts you can find on the market. H&M, Stradivarius or Bershka or something like that. All of those other t-shirts are not bad. I also like buy t-shirts from them, but when you consider the price and the quality that you get for the price, Cotton On t-shirts, in my opinion, one of the better ones. Next is Uniqlo as a brand. I always love their products, but in 2021 I'm kind of obsessed. If you don't know what Uniqlo is, they are a Japanese brand. They sell a bunch of basic pieces of clothing that you will need for day-to-day basis. Their style are pretty basic. It's not about style necessarily, it's all about comfort. But what I like the most about them is they have a bunch of different technologies for different pieces of clothing. For example, Airism technology, breathable, have kind of like a cooling system. You won't feel hot and sweaty. They also have heat tech technology for more winter times. They're not super thick, but they are very warm. Their materials are soft, good quality, and their price are also quite affordable in my opinion, especially compared to how good their quality is. But in 2021 I have 3 specific items from them that I'm seriously obsessed with. The first one is their workout pants. It's light, comfortable, stretchable, breathable. It's amazing. I also love to pair that pants with this specific jacket from them. It can give you UV protection. It has that Airism technology, kind of cooling, so even if you sweat like crazy when you work out, you won't feel a thing. The material will kind of sucks them out of your body. It will dissipate into the air faster, and they are very light and stretchy, and it's just super comfortable. I love wearing these 2 combination of the jacket and the workout pants for my morning walk specifically, because that's also one of the other things that I love to do in 2021. For makeup category, it's easier for me to choose what my favorite things are because I don't really wear a lot of makeup in 2021 with the mask and everything. I just don't feel the need to put on a heavy makeup. I mean, not that I wear a lot of makeup anyway before the pandemic, but usually I wear the same thing over and over again every time I go out. I just don't want to have to think too much about it. But the 3 items that I used the most are, the first one is this Flower Beauty Blush Bomb Color Drops for Cheeks in the color Melon. I'm not really a huge fan of blushes, but I discovered a new love and appreciation for blush, specifically liquid blushes, because they're very easy to wear. They blend into your skin really nicely. They look a lot more natural in my opinion compared to some other powder blushes. They look like your blush from within, and this one specifically is a great dupe for the Glossier Cloud Paint with the fraction of the price. The second makeup item is this Essence Lash Princess False Lash Effect Mascara. All of Essence products are very affordable, and they have a great quality for how cheap they are in my opinion. They are one of the best mascara you can find from the drugstore. It adds a lot of volume, quite lengthening as well. It's not super clumpy, it's very black. They can get a bit messy when you apply them, but if you're careful, honestly they are really great. And I also love the wand in it, quite comfortable to hold, and the bristles in it are also kind of comfortable, because there are some other mascara that felt very like pokey and spiky and just sharp, but this one is not in my opinion. So if that's one of your concern, maybe you like this one. The third one is Colourpop Velvet Luxe Liquid Lipstick, specifically in the shade Lucky Cat, because this is the only one I have. But in general, I really love this formula so much. It's very comfortable to wear, especially with your mask on. Yes, it is a liquid lipstick, but it's different from the OG liquid lipstick that are very drying, sucks out all the moisture out of your lips. Yes, it's not as long lasting and budget proof, but this one is like the middle ground of comfort and longevity in my opinion. If you ever tried every other liquid lipstick from Colourpop, I think this is like a great mixture of the ultra satin, ultra matte, and ultra blotted liquid lipsticks. This will give you a very soft, powdery matte finish with medium coverage, kind of like the blotted lipstick but a bit more moisturizing. It looks very natural on your lips. It's comfortable. This color specifically, it looks like your lips but better kind of color. It will give you enough coverage without looking too much. It also still holds pretty well under your mask in my opinion. So next is YouTuber category. I don't know if I should include this or not, or maybe make a separate video of YouTubers I love and obsessed with. But a lot of them I discovered years ago and still love and obsessed with, like Flying the Nest, Travel Family. Hunter is super cute and adorable. It's a perfect entertainment and escapism during these hard times. I still love Kaylee Nicholson, even though she's not really uploading videos on her vlog channels as much, but she still have a couple other channels that I also enjoy and love. One of the main YouTubers that I found in 2021 and got really obsessed with, I literally go back to her channel and watch every single videos from her, haven't missed an upload, is Morgan Long. She's kind of like a booktuber mixed with very chill, cozy lifestyle vlogging style. I don't know if that makes any sense, but you should check her out if you want a cozy comfort feeling. Her videos are incredible. Her editing skill is pretty mad. You can tell that she is an amazing kind person, and I just love her videos so much. Her and her channel gives me comfort and peace, and I love that, and I think a lot more people should know about her channel. I also discovered and fell in love with a lot of incredible, amazing booktubers in 2021. To name a few on top of my head when I wrote this: Jenny from This Story Ain't Over, Books with Leo, Noel Gallagher, Alexandra Rosalind, Step Borer, and just in case I butchered any of their names, I'm just going to link their channel down in the description so you can check them out yourself. I also love watching vlogs, to name a few, from Chelsea Trevor, Renee Amber, Kiara Madison, Kona Kathleen, Tara Michelle, Sophie Sohat, Hannah Ellis, and a couple other vloggers that I suddenly forget, but I love watching vlogs, which is why it inspires me to make a lot more vlog content. I enjoy making them, I enjoy editing them. I also love to incorporate more books content because I also love watching booktubers. I also love watching tarot reading, specifically from the Gem Goddess and Kate Conrad. Their reading resonate with me so much. I don't know, like it speaks to my soul. It's kind of therapeutic and relaxing watching them talk. Even if you're not really into tarot or doesn't believe in them, just try watching their videos and just listen to them talk. Have it in the background or something. They're amazing. One other channel that really stood out for me in 2021 is Chats and Reacts by Bonnie and Emily. They are a massive Swiftie, and their knowledge about Taylor Swift, her music, and her lyrics are massive. Like, I don't have a lot of friends who are Swifties, and watching them is like having a conversation with my own friends talking about Taylor Swift. Besides reaction videos, they also made this album breakdown. They break down all of the lyrics, talk about the meanings, discuss them, and it's just a great time. And you can tell they are best friends, and the way they talk felt so inviting, and you feel like you're part of their friend group. If you love music, reactions videos, especially Taylor Swift, go check their channel out. So next, TV shows. The first one is Only Murder in the Building. It has Selena Gomez in it and two other legendary actors that I kind of forget their name of. The three of them have very unique dynamic. It's very, very funny. It's about three people who live in the same apartment building, obsessed with this true crime podcast, have nothing in common. You'd never think that they will ever get along just by looking at them, but also their characteristics just very, very different from one another. But their love for this specific podcast led them to one another, especially after one of their neighbor got killed in the building. It was ruled as suicide, but their intuition said otherwise, so they were trying to find out what actually happened. They have their own investigation going on, and then they decided to make their own podcast and use that murder in their building as the main subject. It's amazing. You should check them out. It just got picked up for another season, which I'm super excited about. Next is You Season 3. I love the first two seasons, so it's not a surprise that I also love the third season. I don't know if I like this more than the first two, but it's always been a great time. Not a good time, but just crazy entertaining. I don't know what I think about the ending. It satisfied me, but also it made me mad. Next is the finale for Money Heist. It's one of my favorite TV series on Netflix. The way they construct this TV series is just incredible. The actors are incredible. The storyline is amazing. Very action-packed. It's just unlike any other TV series I've watched before. I personally prefer the first Heist compared to the second one. There's just something about the first one, especially with all the original cast. But the second one is not bad at all. It's still incredible. I don't really know how to feel about the ending specifically. It felt too easy, and I wish there's more to it. I wish there's gonna be more heist, but at the same time, I understand that they have to end it at some point, and in terms of finale goes, it's not bad at all. Yeah, it's kind of bittersweet. I wish there's more. The one TV show that I really, really love in 2021 is MAID on Netflix. It's honestly incredible. Knew nothing about it going in. I know that it's based on a book. I just randomly clicked them one day and got sucked into the story immediately. All the actors in it are incredible. Great performances from every single one of them. The cinematography is beautiful. The location that they use, some of the nature scenes, the big house that they use there, it's all incredible and beautiful. The story itself is very hard-hitting, super sad and emotional. It was such a roller coaster of emotion, and that very last episode, the ending, if you know, you know. That bit is super emotional and impactful, and I cried a lot during that scene. Honestly, it was one of the most incredible emotional TV series I've ever watched. Emotional but inspirational at the same time. Next category is music. Again, I don't know if I should include this category because I already made a 2021 Spotify Wrapped reaction. I'm going to link that video down below in case you want to see that. I don't know if that's interesting, but spoiler alert, my Spotify Wrapped is not 100% accurate. There are a couple of songs that didn't made into the list, even though it's like one of my favorite songs that I listened to the most in 2021, and most of them are songs that I discovered before 2021, so I thought maybe include music, but specifically things I discovered and fell in love with in 2021. In first position is of course Taylor Swift, specifically Evermore album, but I also just listened to a lot of Taylor Swift in general. Fearless Taylor's version, Folklore, Lover, now we have Red Taylor's version. Every single album Taylor Swift owns is always in rotation, but Evermore is the album that I listen to the most. For the first part of 2021, Evermore was basically the only album I listened to. I always listen to it from front to back. It's an incredible album full of incredible songs. I always said that Folklore is a much better album because it's much more cohesive sonically. It has amazing songs, but Evermore has better songs in my opinion. It's not as cohesive as an album. Compared to Folklore, it's like you have this mood, very reminiscing, and then Taylor tried to fit the songs into one sound. But in Evermore, she have this very specific feeling for each songs, and then she tried to fit the sound into the songs without really thinking of how it fits into an album. There are some really incredible music and lyrics in Evermore. It's very in the moment instead of looking back at past memories. Even though most of the songs are very sad and emotional, there's just something about this album that gives me such comfort, warm, cozy feeling. It's like a perfect road trip album. Even till this day, I still listen to this album a lot, almost every single day from start to finish. Next is Olivia Rodrigo, Sour album, a lot of people's favorite. It's crazy how big she got, but for good reasons. She's amazing. She's a great vocalist, but also a great lyricist. Just like Taylor Swift, she writes her music herself, and just like most people on earth, I was obsessed with her in 2021, and I am a fan of her. But if I have to choose just one song from this album, I have to say Favorite Crime is my number one. I love that song so much. It always makes me super emotional. I love all the metaphors. Incredible songs, incredible album. Next is a specific song from one of my favorite band of all time. It's the Pretty Reckless. I love Taylor Momsen so much. I love her in Gossip Girl. I love her in all of her past movies. When she was a little kid, I love her vocal so much. She's such a great underrated vocalist. Great songwriters as well. And the Pretty Reckless is honestly incredible. It's crazy how underrated they are. They just released a new album in 2021, but the one song that stand out to me the most is one of the single called 25. As much as I love No Time to Die from Billie Eilish as a James Bond single, I feel like this song fits more, probably sounds better as a James Bond single. Just listen to it, you'll know what I mean. Her vocal, the lyrics, hands down one of their best songs. Definitely on top 20 or something. Next is Billie Eilish Happier Than Ever as an album, but also specifically this song. I love that song so much. That switch in the middle, no matter how much I listen to that song, it still gives me the same feeling. I still got chills every time that section came on. It honestly is one of Billie Eilish's best song. It's a masterpiece, and the album itself is incredible. I don't know if I like it more than her previous work, but there are some incredible songs in it. I feel like it sounds better and better with each listen. I like it more and more, and I do think she really stepped up her lyrics game in this album, even though it's always been good. Artist that I discovered in 2021 that I fell in love with is Phoebe Bridgers. I've seen her name a lot of times before, but 2021 was finally the time that I caved in, and I cannot believe what I've been missing out because she is incredible. Her music, her voice is so unique, and the songs are incredible. The lyrics, I just love people who can write their own songs, and I feel like that's one thing Phoebe Bridgers, Billie Eilish, Pretty Reckless, Olivia Rodrigo, and Taylor Swift have in common. They write or co-write all of their songs. They sing with such passion and emotion. It's very honest and raw, and Phoebe Bridgers is honestly so good, especially her Punisher album, specifically the song Savior Complex. I think that's one of my favorite one from that album. Oh, and honorable mention, Lord, Solar Power. I know a lot of people don't like this album as much because it's very different from her past albums. I had the same feeling at first, but just like Happier Than Ever, the more I listen to the album, the more I fell in love with it. It gets better and better with each listen. You should give it another try if you don't like it, because it's honestly amazing. And the other honorable mentions are All Too Well 10-minute version and Nothing New from Red Taylor's version, because it just came out, so I haven't really had time to listen to that song as much as the other ones, but I already obsessed with it. I listened to those two songs the most out of every other ones from that album. All Too Well 10-minute version is probably one of the best best song and one of my favorite song ever, not just from Taylor Swift, but ever. And nothing new, Taylor Swift featuring Phoebe Bridgers is the collaboration that I didn't know I needed in my life. I just love the meaning of the song and I love their voices together. It's honestly one of her best collaboration. Next category is just random stuff. I fell in love with record player, vinyl, and collecting them. I've been wanting a record player for years. I finally bought one. I bought the Audio-Technica LP60XBT. It's been serving me really well. It plays my record amazingly. I don't have any trouble with any of my vinyl sounding bad or skipping. It sounds amazing, especially because I have an additional speakers to go with it. It's not the best speaker out there in the market, but for the price, it's quite amazing in my opinion. It's the Edifier. Forget the type, but I'm gonna put the name on the screen. I don't have a massive collection yet because vinyl in itself is very expensive, but I have quite a few already. I mean, I only started collecting them this past few months, and honestly, if you love music as much as I do, listening to music on vinyl is one of the best option out there. You can hear every single detail, especially if you play it with a good record player and speakers, and it's just very special because you have to take some time to actually listen to it. It's like an actual chill entertainment therapeutic thing. You have to take extra care and extra steps to play it, take them out of the sleeves, put them in a record player. It's just the whole thing. It's not convenient, but it's very worth it. Next is perfume. It's Pink Sugar by Aqualina or Aqualina. It's probably one of the cheapest perfume you can find on Sephora. I'm a massive fan of sweet scents, and this is exactly what I like. It's sweet but not overpowering, overly sickly sweet kind of scent. It doesn't have any trace of floral in it, which I like because I'm not a fan of floral. It's a little bit on the lighter side of sweet, and it's a little bit gourmand scent because obviously it's supposed to smell like candies, and it's also a little bit universal. You don't have to be a massive fan of sweet scents to enjoy this, in my opinion, because the base note itself is not too sweet and food-like. It also mixes well with my body. It has a pretty good longevity in silage in me. Overall, I'm pretty obsessed with this scent. It's the one that I wore the most in 2021 for sure. And last but not least is reading. I found a new obsession with reading. I fell in love with reading all over again in 2021. Not only reading, I'm also obsessed with buying books, which is a problem in itself, but not mad about that at all. It gave me such joy. It is such a great form of escapism for me. Take me out of my own headspace. It's entertaining and relaxing at the same time. And I also feel like I have a better understanding of people in general through books, through all of the characters and what they're going through without having to go through it myself. I just love reading so much. I mean, I always enjoy reading. I've always been a fan of books, but not like this. This all happened in 2021, so of course I just have to mention them. And if you want to know specifically my favorite books from 2021, I already have a video of that up on my channel. I'm going to link that down below. I've been sitting here for an hour or so, and I don't know why it took me this long to film, but I hope you enjoy it. If you do, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, leave a comment down below, what's your favorite things in 2021, and lastly, I just want to say thank you so much for watching. I hope 2022 will be a great year for you, and hopefully I can see you in another video. Bye guys.